Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another replay cast. Today we are looking at the game in the AMX 50B on Himmelsdorf. This is another game from the 30-hour live stream. This was around 14 hours in or so, something like that, 12 to 14 hours in. Anyways, playing a platoon with Billy, who's playing the Corsair H100i, and Snooze, who's playing the T110E5. And the kind of obvious play that you have on this map when you're platooned up with medium tanks in the 50B is to clear the hill. With any kind of support, this tank can be a massive pain in the ass for the enemies to deal with. So we're hoping that we can do a good work here up on the hill with our autoloader. And if we get into any trouble, we still have people to back us up. So this looks like a pretty good setup for us. And apart from like the E5 on the other side of the map, this looks like a really solid team setup as well. And we are just gonna climb on the top and see what we can find up here. Most of the time when you play the hill in Himmelsdorf, you usually try to peek on the right and see if you can shoot anybody on the J line, like J3, 4, any kind of campers that are there. In the 50B, it's not really the greatest idea, as this tank is kind of huge and it will be exposed to RD and other tanks here for the most part. But we do get 3 shots into the 3090 and probably a good idea to reload, so that's exactly what we do now. And the enemies have arrived as well with a 50B and the 140, at least another heavy tank, which is either, well, probably a 57 or an E5. Actually, that was the T10, I didn't even see that guy there. But anyways, Conqueror is up here as well, so this is a pretty crowded area on the map, probably the most crowded of all of them. And I'm stuck reloading here. It's still a really bad engagement to take in a 50B. You don't really want to shoot like 4 people at the same time. You really want to isolate your enemies, and the T30 is there as well, so that's pretty much a good sign for us to fuck off and not try to play that side, even though the enemies are overcommitting like crazy. But 3 of our tanks are failing to track them and instead are driving into the enemy's guns and throwing their lives away, which is rather unfortunate for us. It might cost us the game really soon. And now I should peek this side. It's really worrying that there's the 3 RDs in there and the Billy is kind of in my way as well. I'm not gonna overcommit to this as well. Actually, I am going to overcommit and I'm gonna enjoy the well-balanced Object 140 side armor, but managed to pen him once, but still that was a terrible mag for me, and rather unfortunate I cannot pen the side of the 140. But what's even more unfortunate is that 4 of our tanks managed to already die on the hill. That is quite remarkable pace of dying. Now the 57 is arriving as well, and we are still not even that close to being reloaded. The T10 luckily for us takes some hits for me, and I will be able to reload in time pretty much. Do track the 57 and I will finish him off as well. The 50B probably full, and Billy needs to bail me out of this one, and he does, so I managed to live through that. And now the T10 needs to ask himself, did I fire 4 times or not, and does he feel lucky? And I guess he doesn't, and he doesn't peek me for some reason. Really poor play by this guy. He should have killed me, and this should have been a game here, but he isn't killing me, and our RD shits on him as well. So this puts him into 2-shot range, which is rather fortunate for me with that T30 behind me as well. And another thing that bad players often misjudge on the 50B is how good the hull armor is on this tank, and you really don't want to shoot the hull on this unless you're like a T30 or something like that. This is probably, funnily enough, one of the best frontal hull armors of any tier 10 heavy tank. Unfortunately, your turret is huge and made out of cardboard, so that's not that great. That being said, somehow we won the fucking hill. I don't even know how that could happen. This looked like an easiest defeat of a lifetime up here, but somehow pretty much the T10's poor play meant that they didn't win, and also the AMX 50B could have played that better instead of trying to rush us both at the same time. But to be fair for him, this fight should have been over. Now we can get another mag in here in the C50 if he doesn't go away, and he isn't. This should be a pretty easy kill. E50 is a huge tank. We did manage to just track him there, but we should have enough ammo to kill him here as well. So that works out rather well for me. Our E5 does get picked up, and Snooze gets artillery as well, which is rather unfortunate. Now it's just me against, it's me and 2 RDs against 3 of them and 1 RD, so we are still not favorable in this situation unless our RD can pick up some kills before they die. And guess what? That is exactly what's happening. Yay! Artie is balanced. Yay! Well, anyways, now our plays are kind of weird. We kind of have to go for a defense, and Artie picks up another kill. On this base, we won't even have to do anything. Artie is just gonna clean up everything by himself. But yeah, my plays now are kind of weird. I mean, it's kind of hard to not get red here. No matter what I do, I can just drive into a 30B who is like pre-aimed for wherever I'm going. So that is always a possibility. But the AMX 30B gets spotted on the other side, and he actually doesn't get executed by the CGC. So I guess they are going to die there, and I will have to play this on my own. The SU could easily just play this passive and not die here to give me a better chance of killing the enemies, but instead of that he decides that killing himself is the best idea, and this is a really bad situation for me. It's a terrible engagement for me. 30B and the RD should stand in front of the 30B and they should both try to cap, and there's no real way I can kill them both in time unless the RD misses, but then again it has an autoloader. But this was excellent timing for me, could not have been better than this at all, and I did manage to pick up that kill, which is really nice. And that puts this fight into 1v1, and I do manage to spot the Batchet and actually shoot him as well. I don't really want to sit here if he actually lands that shot, but he doesn't even try. So now this is probably the most, this is a really shitty fight here. Like, you can't really peek out. Well, you can try to peek out, but you can always get shit on by the Batchet RD. I mean, he has a turret, it has good speed, so you're really just playing cat and mouse here. I can die in one shot, he will die probably in one shot, so this is rather annoying for us. We do manage to pick up the second spot here as well, and that, you know, we're just keeping him in check, and we'll figure out what we want to do later if he makes any mistakes or not. In these kind of situations, there's not really much you can do. You can't really drive in front of him and hope that he doesn't hit you. He will hit you. I mean, I have 4 hit points. He doesn't even have to hit me. He needs to hit the area near me, and I will still die. He probably could have splashed me, but he didn't try that, as you know, it's a Batchet RD. If he fails, he dies as well. So, you know, we're just playing cat and mouse here, driving forwards and backwards and seeing if we can spot each other. Not a terrible play as well here is to go try to cap them out instead of doing what I'm doing here, which is try to find the shot on him. This is just literally all about timing and guessing. There's not really much else to this, so just driving around, seeing what we can spot, seeing where we can spot him. He actually crosses that, which is kind of works in my favor, as he was about to shoot me there. The timing works pretty well in my favor. He could have actually gotten that shot easily there on me if he kind of guessed where I was. That being said, we're gonna play from this angle now and actually go chase him around. I had an idea to go cap just before he spotted me there, but obviously that's kind of cancelled out now, and we can try to look for maybe a new angle and just like peeking with my tracks. It's not really all that good as well, as I said. He just needs to spot me and shoot my tracks a bit, or shoot next to me, and I'll still probably die. But he isn't here, so we're gonna check this once again, seeing if we can spot him before he shoots us in the face, and we actually do get to pick him up here, and he is not even looking my way, which is rather fortunate. I don't even know what the fuck that was, but we do get to pick up the kill, and that's a GG. So here's the end plate. Ace Tanker, Radley Walters, High Caliber and Top Gun. 5,218 damage done, 876 assisted. Not the highest damage game, but we did pick up 8 kills, and they did fuck up on the hill quite a bit, and the T10 is really the only reason why we had a chance to win this game, and somehow he still ends up on the top of XP on the enemy team. Once again, a pretty solid game to showcase why autoloaders are so capable on city maps. Hard to say would I have done better or worse in the 57 Heavy in that game. Probably would have been similar, maybe worse, as it would have been harder to get around the map and land those shots on further distance targets, but at the same time maybe I would have taken less damage on the hill. Then again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you also, well, I would appreciate any feedback on the sound levels. I did lose my settings from the first video for some reason, so yeah, if you have anything to input about the sound levels, I would really appreciate it. That being said, I'll see you guys on the next one.